welcome back to another episode of the Zero Empty Spaces podcast, episode 80, with Design Center of the Americas resident artist, Andrea Bello, here from our beautiful space in the Dakota, which is now her studio, the House of Creation, we'll get into. If you didn't know about Zero Empty Spaces, myself, Evan Snow, and my business partner, Mr. Andrew Martineau, started an initiative to activate vacant commercial real estate spaces to create affordable working artist studios so talented artists like you can have space to create and collaborate affordably outside their homes. It's created a myriad of win-win-win benefits with the first 34 spaces that we've activated now over the last 7 years across 5 states, with over 900 artists coming through the program. And it has changed hundreds of artists' lives thousands of times over. But the point of the podcast is to connect you with a talented artists like her that make the program what it is. And we've got a special one, so I'm going to dig in and face you a little bit more here. So without much further ado, for those discovering you for the first time, who is Andrea Bello? Who is Miss Bello? And how do you describe the world you're building through the House of Creation?
Well, thank you so much for having me here and for building this amazing initiative. I cannot thank you enough, but there's a greater power out there that connects people, so I'm pretty sure that we're here for a reason. So personally and professionally, my both personalities are kind of connected in a way. Professionally, I am a creative project manager. I handle a lot of projects from start to finish, from the main idea to actually installation and everything around it. And the artist side has always been there for me. I've always had a passion to create, period, no matter what medium or format or product or digital or anything, but it's all surrounding creation. And it starts from an idea, but there has to be a process for it to actually become something. So my biggest thing is being passionate about the whole process and seeing everything shape up in a way. That's pretty much who I am.
And the world that you're building through the House of Creation, how do you describe that?
That's a wonderful question. So the world I'm trying to build, and it's actually real life already. Sometimes even for me, it's hard to understand that it's already up and running because it's been in the back of my brain for so long, and now it's actually shaping up. It's here. It's the House of Creation. Welcome. It's kind of where both worlds collide. I've always felt like everything I do has to have a positive impact in the world, and I've seen how that connection of artist and the real world can sometimes be a little tricky and a little, hard to connect, right? So professionally, I've been in the graphic design field for about 12 years. And being part of different companies, different industries, and playing a different role has taught me that there's different ways to accomplish things. And that's how I build the House of Creation. It's pretty much a hub where ideas happen, but also more rooted to collaborate, to call more people, for instance, graphic designers, and connect them with architects and interior designers that are working already with clients or proposals for commercial projects, and kind of collaborate to create a bigger and brighter proposal. Sometimes the idea is there, but it's hard to execute it. So that's the link that I'm trying to create. Not only with my art, what you can see here, it's the United State of Abundance collection that I just dropped, and it's my original art that I launched. But this is just a piece of how any creative can accomplish amazing things. In the House of Creation is kind of a mix of my art as a line, but also all the things that anybody else could accomplish if we find the right tools.
Amen. I'm noticing little hidden, not so hidden things like self-love is the way, and even now that I'm up close, on the dollar bill here, what you desire desires you, and the universe, and 100 blessings. It's an interesting take on it. So certainly admire, appreciate, and I like the fact that you're thinking bigger, right, beyond yourself to bring people together. So your work, as people could see in the background here, I think this is one of the coolest backdrops we've had for podcasts to date. Your work sits at the intersection of fine art, murals, brand design, fabrication, and spatial transformation. How did your creative practice evolve into something so multi-dimensional, multidisciplinary?
I think especially because I've been in the industry for a few years, I was able to connect those two dots together and say, I am not just going to create and stay within boundaries, but I want to see what else is there when I explore more materials, explore more options. And the other thing is that I've been working with kind of the marketing aspect of things when it's branded for other companies. And it's hard to see if you don't really understand the art portion, but those two worlds kind of live together. uh, any possibilities are endless when you kind of see all the materials and things that are out there. So that's why you see it's different. Even each piece is different from each other, because what I am trying to accomplish is say, okay, there's if you want to talk about pricing, there's high price tier way to do things, and there's also a much cheaper version. For instance, there's two very good examples here. This piece has a huge there's a lot of execution on this one. There's a lot of labor. There's a lot of layers, and there's more expensive materials on this one, as opposed to this one that it's kind of portraying the same message, but it's a much lower cost efficient option, and it still kind of gives the message out there.
So this is plexi?
That's acrylic. It's called second surface, so it's printed in the back. It's kind of a clear sheet. It's printed in the back and it's layered. This is another piece of acrylic. It's also printed, cut to dimension, and put together.
Does it light up?
Piece. This one doesn't light up.
But it could.
But it could. That's why I have this smaller piece right here. That's kind of the representation of.
Okay.
I can make it bigger.
Right.
But this is kind of how it looked like when it's
certainly it can for a fee.
Yes.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, different sizes, different materials, different finishes. Some people like the glossy, some people like the matte. So yeah, different strokes. And then I'm sure, right, you could make it to any size.
Anything, any size, any color, any kind of message. I keep saying it, but it's like literally endless possibilities.
Depends how big your wall is.
Right. And what do you have in mind?
Right.
Like, what are you trying to accomplish? Is your budget huge? Then we can make it very, high-end type of looking. If it's not that big, we can still get the message across by just, finding a different option and way to do it.
100%. So. Okay. So with that being said, the House of Creation is really about transforming spaces with intention. When you walk into a space with a blank wall, an empty room, or just an underutilized space, what do you see that other people might miss?
I think I see possibilities. I like to think of a room as what's going to happen in that room. What are the walls intended for? Who's walking by? What are they doing in that room? Is it a place for people to take a break while they're at work? Is it a conference room? Is it a kids' room? It's every single need and can be kind of fulfilled in a way by graphics or anything that you put into the walls. You kind of transform it up to just a room, and you can totally change the vibe of it by just designing it correctly with the right intention and putting in the right pieces that are supposed to bring it to life. So.
If you didn't know, the 501c3 arm of Zero Empty Spaces is called Spaces of Possibility.
Oh, wow.
Which
I'm telling you.
There's no mistakes.
I'm telling you, there's no mistakes. Everything happens for a reason.
Your work carries a lot of color, energy, movement, and emotion. What are you trying to make people feel when they experience your art in person?
I want people to feel present in the moment. You're here, and just acknowledge where you are, what's surrounding you, and what the message is of whatever you just saw. If you're in front of this piece, read it, find it, and see what message is out there for you. And also to kind of dare people to include color in their lives. It's kind of this new wave of clean look and like everything so toned down, and all of the light colors and beige colors, earth tone colors are good because they kind of make that space feel calm and nice and tranquil and balanced. But sometimes here and there you need to bring back life into color. Just it brings so many emotions, that it just gives the room a whole another concept. And
And vibrancy.
vibrancy.
And also the like the hues of some of these colors are very unique. You go to different parts of the country, different parts of the world. People have different color palettes.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're here in South Florida, near Miami, post Art Deco, right? The neons, but yours, um, it's not that traditional hue, and it's not that traditional color. It is very unique to you, um, and it shows through, and it does shine. And I'm a yogi and into mindfulness, so the fact that there's like the positive elements and positive messages in it, obviously resonates with somebody like me, and I'm sure a lot of your collectors or soon to be future collectors, after they discover your work here on the podcast or here at the Design Center of the Americas. And you've built a practice that requires both creative vision and technical execution. What has the business and production side of being an artist taught you that art school or early creativity didn't, or probably couldn't?
To think ahead when you're designing or creating something. Think of where is it going to go, how are you going to bring it to life later. To think ahead of it might be limiting. It's kind of there's a very blurry line right here. It might be limiting because I already know the sizes of the materials and the sheets and what's out there for printing, and for reproducing your art. I'm already kind of limited to that when I'm creating in a good way. I wouldn't create something that's not feasible in real life already. So I have all those tools in the back of my pocket, but at the same time, they're not limiting at all because I know all the things that I could potentially create, knowing how to get them done. Like this could have begun as a solid flat piece, but then I said, you know what? If I cut out elements and I put them in the top, then that's another dimension. There's other pieces that I'm thinking in my initial creation. They're 2D, and then I think of a material. I see something out at a completely different project, and I'm like, wait a minute, what if I bring that into this and I make it 3-dimensional and maybe light up? So those two worlds are connecting in a way.
Probably wouldn't have learned that in art school as a kid, but
So.
who knows? For artists listening who want to move beyond making work at home and start taking on murals, commissions, installations, or larger scale opportunities, what advice would you give them?
I'm very big on putting yourself out there, showing your work, networking, knowing people, getting to, these spaces are amazing because you get to know more people that are kind of doing what you do in a different way, maybe, and they have another set of contacts that could benefit, you could benefit from each other. Two is, I know in this industry, pricing may be always a challenge. So I'm here. You can email me or contact me when it comes to if you have a project in mind and you just don't know how to price it. I can kind of give you a tip or two on how to work that out. And also, I have a plan of creating kind of a, I don't want to call it a catalog, but kind of a set of skilled people and build and having their portfolio so I can show it to my customers. And then maybe from there we can start bigger conversations. So even if you haven't done anything that you can showcase, sometimes it's hard because you get to a place and they ask for a portfolio, and how do you actually get a project if you have never, if no one's given you the opportunity to do so. So sometimes you just get trapped in that loop and you just never do it. You just wish for an opportunity to just come by, and it just never happens. So the biggest advice is just start however you feel like you are right now. Don't stress yourself out. Start mucking things up. There's the AI right now that you can just create your art, find a room, tell AI to mock it up in a wall, and then start posting it, start spreading the word, and start sharing it. And then just that's how you build a community, just by connecting and showing possibilities.
Everybody started at zero.
Right.
I mean, some people maybe had a little bit more head start or a little bit more resources or whatever, but you know, Picasso started at the same place, Basquiat started at the same place. So obviously, and you know, and Basquiat did not have the means or the resources, but he made it work. So, needless to say, anything is possible.
Right.
And I like the collaborative, cooperative catalog idea.
Yeah.
Please send me a copy. You can certainly
Yes.
look to
Let's do that,
put.
and let's make it interactive. The more people we have, the more resources we can offer. When you're sitting in front of a client that has a particular style in mind, oh, I want something like burrito, but I don't want to call it burrito because I'm not there yet. So we have an artist that already kind of does the colorful stuff. So hey, you know, you can meet with this artist and we can see what the possibilities are or what you have in mind.
Love that.
So
it makes it tougher for them to say no when you.
I have it.
Yeah,
Here
right.
it is. Let's build a connection.
Right.
Let's meet. And also it also highlights the artist too, because I know it's hard to just knock on doors and try to find that flow. But if we build a portfolio, or we'll find we'll find a cool name to put it because you're good with names.
The collective.
It's a pool of creative people that just each one of them has their own life and rhythm and style, and then we just offer it and take it from there. Skyrocket.
Worst they could say is no, but right, you give them the options, let them decide. And for those that do want to discover you here at the Dakota, the Design Center of the Americas, we're at 1855 Griffin Road, showroom B124 in Atrium B. This is off of 95 and Griffin, right next to the Fort Lauderdale Airport, right next to the Le Meridian Hotel. The public hours are daily 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Available upon appointment request outside of those hours. If you want to meet multiple artists here at one time, we have and are resuming. Now that we just moved into this beautiful brand new space, we were across the hall. We had 29 studios. Now we have 40 studios. This is the biggest studio space in Broward County. So if you want to meet multiple artists at the same time, our open studio event that we're resuming is every third Friday of the month from 4 to 7 p.m. It's a free event. Generally, they have multiple artists here that are present, that are glad to greet you in their studio, that is glad to make new connections, collaborations, conversations, friendships. So you can find that on Eventbrite. It's a free event. And but you're also here working throughout the week.
Yeah, I'm here working. If you want to come meet me and start that creative conversation, especially if you're either into the art world and you would like to get your ideas out there and like step them out, or if you're either an architect or interior designer or business owner that's looking to create a conceptual place, a restaurant, or any kind of business, we can start that creative conversation. Same thing. I'm here, and if I'm not here, you can book an appointment either through my email or phone number, and then we can take it from there.
So, with that being said, as you've seen and now are experiencing, Zero Empty Spaces is rooted in the belief that artists need affordable places to create, to collaborate, and be discovered. How has having this dedicated creative space impacted your confidence, consistency, and now your growth and evolution as an artist?
So I think having a dedicated space to create is key, because one, your brain understands that this is the only thing that it's doing, so it performs much better. You concentrate, you get much more out of just 1 hour of the day by being committed to create what you're trying to create. Two, to me, is awesome because I can't. It's a space that my art lives in, exhibited. So even if it doesn't matter if I'm present here, literally physically here, or I'm not. This is a place where the world can just see what I do and contact me later if they want to. So.
And if they do want to contact you, where can they find you on social media and internet and all those things?
So Instagram is by Miss Bello. You can
Spell it.
totally by BYMISSBELLO. You can, message me, direct message me, tag me on something, and then we can start a conversation. Check out my website, missbello.com. Same thing, MISSBELLO.com. There you'll find a little bit about my past projects, what I offer as a service, and you can also drop a line in the contact section. And then you can also email me if you prefer at hello@missbello.com.
Okay. Hello. And we'll be posting this on our YouTube, on our social. We'll make some clips so you could, if you're just discovering Andrea through our social media and vice versa. We're certainly glad to let more people know about the House of Creation and all the things. You can find us at Zero Empty Spaces, zeroemptyspaces.com, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all the things. And we will have other events. This morning, we had a great event with our monthly breakfast lecture series, Mini TED Talk Creative Zen, where we're bringing a local person to share their thought-provoking, relatable, inspiring story, celebrating 8 years this morning. That was a great event.
Wow.
Other things, we'll get more potlucks going with the artists, which is always a great event we've been doing since before COVID. And other interior design related events. Dakota has the fall market, the spring market. They bring in phenomenal speakers. They do continuing education, classes and stuff like that for the design industry, which is great. So we also want to extend our thanks and gratitude to Dakota, General Manager Brad, Marketing Director Ayla, Susan Penrod that does the public relations that helped bring us in here. We're forever grateful. This is a phenomenal opportunity for artists, for the community, for the design world, for commercial real estate, for the city of Dania Beach, for Broward County, for the state of Florida. Win, 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 win all around. So we're super grateful to the Dakota team and all of our commercial real estate partners and all the people that help invite us to unlock the closed doors to create the new opportunities for the artists like yourself. So the last question that we like to wrap up with here on the podcast, different than the previous question I just asked. What do you like the most now about having a studio to create in outside of your house?
I think it's a dedicated space to create and build community. Just being surrounded by other artists, it gives you that feeling that the world can be a better place. Yes, and it's a reality. It's not just a dream.
And you were saying, we were kind of talking before this, like, right, it was a dream, and you even said, I think at the beginning, like, it was a dream in your mind for so long, and then you manifested it clearly, and lo and behold, here we are.
Yes.
And also, I don't have the specs in front of me, but like relatively affordable. You know, a few $100s a month with the utilities included, 24-hour access. We don't take any commission on sales. Whatever you generate, you keep. You know, you're in a space with 40 artist studios. In this studio, with our app, you're able to be connected to, you know, like 100 artists throughout the country and growing. So we're super grateful to provide that connectivity, that platform, that community component of it as well.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest part, and the reason why I was able to bring it to life at this moment is just like you said, is the affordability, the flexibility of it being open at whatever time you can, you have availability. And then if you don't have availability through working hours, you can just come in at any other time and show up on the weekends. You can invite people to come and meet you, which you know, it's really hard to find nowadays, especially here in Florida.
Yeah.
So that's
So we look forward to seeing you at Dakota daily 9 to 5 and third Friday of the month for open studios from 4 to 7 p.m. If you have any questions, I'm an open book at Evan13 at Zero Empty Spaces. And we look forward to seeing you here at Dakota in the House of Creation.
Thank you.
Cheers.